Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Decided to close out week 1 of season 2 2022 in a similar fashion to how I opened it, running a B-class fixed series race here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Decided, since likely the next update for Atlanta is going to be the new repave and configuration, wanted to try to get a NASCAR series race on here to kind of close it out. I'm sure there's going to be more opportunities for me, whether it's through league races or whatnot, to get one in, but just wanted to try to close it out and do what I can. So going out for qualifying, hoping maybe I can channel a little bit of the inner ARCA series that I had and try to actually have a decent run. I believe this is a top split. It probably only split 2, maybe 3 times. It's a pretty late session for the week, so didn't expect got a ton of strong people to be in it, but certainly just going to try to find what I can in qualifying, see if I can somehow put this thing towards the front third of the field. 25 cars in total in the field. Car number 17, I got a little too loose there off of turn 2, so it's going to hurt this lap, but at least able to keep it from getting into the wall and causing any problems. So it's going to try to make lap 2 a little bit better, see if I can come anywhere near that optimal time, which is equal to my best time. Lap wasn't horrible for me. It was 12th, and I tapped the wall, so this lap is not going to count no matter what I do with it, but just want to see what I could have gotten it out of it to see where it might have put us in terms of pace. Kind of did the same thing there to breathe the throttle off of turn 2, trying to drive it as hard as I could. Like I said, I figured since I already got that 0x and it disallowed the lap time, I'd push as hard as I could, try to gain everything and see where it would have stacked us up. Lost a little time off of turn 4, would have been a 354, but again, fortunately it doesn't count because of that 0x brushing the wall. Just pushed it a little too far, probably shouldn't have done that. 12th is going to be right in the middle of the field, unfortunately. Obviously not where I want to be starting. 354 would have put us on the pole. Would have been in a much better spot had I not tapped the wall. So, yeah, it's definitely going to be pretty frustrating for me to throw away a qualifying run like that. I don't think this has got to be a really weak strength of field if I had the pace to actually sit on the pole. Yeah, I mean, obviously I didn't really feel like I was trying to save tires at all in that part. So let's just hope that somehow I can actually try to be able to save tires. 45 laps. We have 2 sets of tires, I believe, in the pits. So I'm hoping it just goes green and we don't have issues and it can be a tire saving thing just like the ARCA race at Charlotte was, but certainly have to see what happens there. I'm gonna give everybody a minute to grid up and then I will get paints refreshed and then we'll jump in. Sorry about the temp at the top. I've been trying to I had some issues. It seemed like my GPU was running really hot, so made some changes to my graphics settings. Wasn't sure if something happened during the update, so made some changes to the graphics settings and had been monitoring it the last couple times that I was running, so that's why I had that on there. So trying to get paints updated, see where everybody is. They are taking a minute to refresh. Start at the back of the field and see. Oh, looks like everybody's are slowly updating, so we'll get loaded in so we don't miss the grid. And starting on the outside, 12th is going to be a bit tougher as the outside is certainly not the way to go in terms of saving tires here. I think I'm going to be bottom feeding the entire time unless I'm really trying to make a move by somebody. But yep, just going to have to try to make the most of it. Its track position is very important here. So it's definitely going to be tough to work my way. Honestly, if I can pick up a couple spots and be in a top 10, I'll be pretty happy with that. Would love to shoot for a top 5, but just going to have to see what I can do. Just really kicking myself for getting that 0x and qualifying and disallowing that lap time. It would have been so nice to start on the pole. I'm sure I would have gotten eaten up off the start because I probably would have still been in my same tire saving. And people would have been flying by me, but would have been nice to get a pole in the NASCAR Series 1 for, you know, any form of a top split. I would assume the strength of field is stronger than me if I'm car number 17 out of 25. But, you know, lessons learned. I'll improve from it, so. gonna get off and rolling for the pace lap. Again, this is gonna be all about tire saving. Best that I can. Just gonna try to work my way to the bottom as quickly as I can. If people want to come flying by and go by me in the first 10 laps, 15 laps, I'm perfectly fine with that. I don't know if we're going to see cautions or not. I'm hoping it's just clean the whole way and goes green, but I'm not sure if people are going to be losing it off of both turn 2 and turn 4, driving it too hard. You know, with the Xfinity car with a little more horsepower, a little less downforce, and the fact that we're late afternoon and in the hotter part. It's early season for Atlanta, but it certainly can be loose if you drive it too hard. So wouldn't be surprised if there's some guys up here, especially with how well some of these guys have qualified in relation to their iRacing. There were some guys that had issues, but just gonna try to keep an eye out for it. Try to do the best I can and see if I can bring this thing home. Try to end week 1 on a good note. Off and rolling. Not get the best start, but not terrible. And just got to sit outside as I've got the 7 to the inside. Probably going to see me lifting a little bit more than some people. People got the 7 by me. You're going to have the 4 looking to the outside. He's going to cut to the inside. I'll just let him go as he seems like he wants to go much harder than me, although he probably knows how to run harder and still save tires. I feel like I say that every week, but I know that is the big thing I need to learn on 1.5 miles in NASCAR series to be able to finish further up. Just gonna hang to the outside. There's a gap behind him if I can get him by me, but certainly don't want to lose too much track position if I can avoid it. The hard part is trying to get behind him is going to cause issues. Got a 0x. I don't know if he came up into me or if I came down off the wall into him. Certainly can take a look at that when we review everything at the end, but kind of helped us clear him a little bit. Trying to get by the 22 here on the inside. We've got the 21 to the high side as well. 22 is able to clear us, get to the inside. The 21 to the outside. Orr's recollected himself and making a move back towards us. 9 is following with him. Kind of just taking it easy, waiting to see if the 22 can get himself by the 21. I don't really want to go crazy right now trying to pick up spots, but certainly want to try to pick up whatever I can. Just gonna watch myself on the inside of the 21 to not get loose. 22 gets loose off of the corner. Go to the high side just to try to get by him since he'll be down on momentum. He did regroup himself. Kind of washes up the track a little bit more than I expected. I think the 4 kind of was thinking the same thing as me, trying to get by the 22. 22 is probably going to be faster than the 21, and I probably shot myself going to the outside, but especially with the 7 now looking to the inside, 4's holding pretty tight to our back end. Didn't really want to run side by side like this. I don't know who I got contact from. I'm assuming that's the 9 to our inside. I think he just washed up off the corner. Able to clear him. Going to try to finally cut underneath the 21. See if I can clear him going into turn 1. It's definitely pushing the tires harder than I wanted it to be. Work my way back to the bottom. See if I can work to clear him off of turn 2. Really, that 22 is having some big issues, so certainly going to try to get to his inside, see if I can get by him. I don't really want to be a product of any problems he might have. Oh, he cut in front of us. We're going to get a 4X out of it. I don't know. I mean, unfortunately, if he would have held on to it, we would have gotten away with the 0X, but he didn't. I don't know. I mean, I was definitely aggressive to get inside of him like that, but I feel like he kind of came back down on us, so hard to say if it was completely my fault or if it was racing deal or on him. He was all over the place, and I was just trying to get to the inside of him into 3 to get by him, but unfortunately made a little bit of contact. I don't think it really messed up the front end too much, but just have to see. I think, I don't know, you might see people come in and take the first set of tires already. To see what the leaders are doing. If the leaders are coming to take tires, then I'm certainly going to take tires as well. Orr's coming in, he's got some front end damage. Looks like he might have gotten the worst out of that. Everybody else decided to stay out, so I think everybody in the back's going to have the tires, and if we go green the rest of the way, they'll have the advantage, but I don't know, it's going to be tough. If we get another caution later on in the run, you know, more than like 5 or 6 laps, we could probably all come in and grab a set, and then we'll be slight advantage to everybody that's coming in this one. But I don't know, I mean, 22 was kind of all over. Like I said, it felt like he came down on initial contact inside the car. I mean, initially we were assigned a 0x out of it, and then we got the 4x because he lost it. So I'm not 100% sure who's going to be at fault for that one. I thought I had slowed it down enough to keep myself drifting up too far from the bottom into him. I think he just continued down like he thought he was clear. But I could be completely wrong with that. I've had a few wrecks lately that obviously, you know, looked one way inside the car and then look at them afterwards. So certainly take a look at that one as well.
Gates are open.
I don't know. I just have to keep an eye out. We'll see. I don't really think we got too much in the way of front end damage that's going to hurt it, but obviously with how fast this is, aero is going to matter quite a bit. So we'll happen to see if we're quite a bit off the pace and not good or not. Hate it. Wish I could have kept him, you know, kept off of him, and he could have kept it going, and we wouldn't have had a caution. But it's just, I don't know.
Pace car is out.
Hopefully it's just one of those racing deals, and I can move on. Still got enough laps to try to offset that 4x. Just not how I wanted to start the race, obviously. Up a couple spots, up to 10th. I was kind of feeling like I was going to settle in somewhere around, you know, 10th, 11th, with the 4 being ahead, or right around us. So they get somewhere in this area just to kind of ride and again continue to save tires. 21 was, you know, a bit rough, and then the 22 was all over the place. Without a doubt, he was certainly just everywhere. I mean, he was getting loose off of turn 2 a couple times, chasing it around the backstretch. So I would say him having an issue was bound to happen, and unfortunately I just probably accelerated that for him. Get one to go this time by, so we'll be restarting on 11. We'll have 35 to go. Just under a quarter of the way into the race. 9 behind me, who was a bit aggressive. I think he had drifted up into us off of turn 2, if I remember correctly, a few laps ago. Not sure about the 13 or the 19 or the 3 behind. Haven't really seen them on the relative to see what they're like. And we're definitely going to have to watch out for everybody that did stop. I'm sure all of them are going to be flying through the field. We go green the rest of the way, I can tire save all I want, and they're still going to have an advantage unless they somehow shred a lot off of their tires. Like I said, if we happen to get another caution anywhere from probably lap 17-ish on, we can pit, and then we'll be in their position right now that we'll have the advantage if it goes green the rest of the way. Or they could pit and then use their last set of tires, will be all the same, and if another caution happens to the end, then we're in a big advantage that way. But just gonna try to regroup. Just gotta drive everybody as clean as I can, reset, make sure I can keep my nose out of anybody. Just run my race, run my plan, and hope for some better things to come out of it. See if I can try to get a little bit of a better restart this time. I thought the tires had to be careful about that with how the track was on slightly worn tires. So not get a better restart this time.
Coming up low side.
Just gotta watch. Got the 7 on the inside. The 3 was trying to get a run behind him. So they went through turn 1.
He's still there.
Just gonna stay to the high side again.
Still there.
Certainly not having fun restarting on the outside, but
He's still there.
just kind of what it is.
He's still there.
Just trying to hold that middle line through the corner.
Hold your line.
Don't think I'll have enough momentum to clear him
Keep it steady. Still there.
at all, but
He's still there.
try to do what I can. Don't want to be really battling side by side for any longer than I have to. You know, it makes things entertaining for you guys. It does not give me as good of a position to be able to save tires, but
Still there.
gotta do what I can.
He's still there. Keep digging.
Certainly doing a good job running me as clean as possible.
Still there.
For whatever reason, it just seemed to find a little bit more respectful racing in the B fixed series compared to the C's fixed series, but
He's still there. Keep digging.
obviously we've had some rough ones there.
That was 31. I take 6.
Catching the 15. Not quite clear of the 9. We were both getting a run. Can see him. Clear of him now. Alright. And then we've got the 5 looking to his inside going down the backstretch. 15 really slowed down a lot more than I was expecting going into turn 3. To jump on the brakes and stay off of him, that gives the 5 the advantage to get to my inside. I think he was able to keep the momentum up a little bit better than I was through 3.
He's still there.
Just gotta yield the bottom to him again. See if I can try to get a run closer to the 15. Try to trap the 5 behind the 15, but I think the 15
Still
is
there.
a bit of an issue.
They're low.
Try to come down inside of the 15 this time. Try to get by him.
That sideline's clear.
He seems to be a bit slower. He's falling off the back of the 20 and the 8. Trying to use brakes because I think I'm lifting a little late into the corner. I was trying to look to the high side through 1 and 2. He's going to try to cut down underneath. He's going to get a run. That's going to trap me behind the 15. I think
Keep it together.
he planned that move perfectly. Let's just see if I can use the 15 as a pick to my inside to try to trap him behind him. Fortunately, I don't know if it's going to work as the 15 is going to wash up in front of us.
Keep it steady. Still there.
It's certainly not working out the way that I wanted it to. The 15 just made my life horrible. Set my own pick on me, and the 5 was able to use that perfectly. A little unsettled there on the backstretch. 15's just definitely not on the same pace as most of these cars up front, and 5 was able to use that to his advantage to get by him. I've still got the 9 who's caught back up, who's going to look to my inside. Again, I know I committed to a tire saving strategy, but the 15 is just so slow. I gotta find a way around him. There goes the 9 pulling the same move. They're able to start that high to low kind of thing out of turn 2. Oh, the 15 is just throwing it way wide, but so slow. And every time he cuts across me, I've got to lift to try to stay out of him. It just kills the momentum.
Just done a 32.29.
I did not mean to get in there. Want to get by him, but don't want to do it that way. Or get slightly loose there off of turn 2. Able to pull away a little bit from the 9. But I know I need to get by the 15 because I've got a group of cars that are hungry to get by and are certainly much faster. Contact there between the 5. 24's way off the pace, trying to figure out where everybody's going. Not sure what happened to the 24. He's up high now. I think the 9 thought he could shoot to the high side to get by me. I'm getting loose off of turn 2. That's going to get the 9 on by me. 6 is behind, 22's back up. So he seems to have recovered from that spin pretty nicely. The 9 to the outside just had a bad mistake there off of turn 2 that cost me a lot of momentum and positions. 6 is trying to work his way by.
He's still there.
Working lap 20 now.
32.88.
See some guys are starting to try to work that outside line.
He's still there. Keep digging. Still there.
I just got really tight and had the 6 do a good job of pinching me down. Got the 22 who's going to look to the inside. I'll just give it to him.
He's still there.
Not going to fight. I'm sure my tires are not in a pretty position. Some of these guys might be on fresh tires.
Still there.
I know the 22 should be on fresh tires.
Still there. Still there.
Not looking like a good finish so far, but
14th. That was,
maybe we'll see a difference with some of these guys up here that are pushing hard. Try to get the 22 on by, see if I can do the same thing, get underneath them. Oh, he's going to throw blocks. So if he's going to throw blocks, it's going to end up the same way for him. He'll have the momentum on the outside. I was just headed to the bottom, trying to keep the thing settled. Again, going to keep working the bottom as best as I can, even though I'm overshooting the corner. Try to keep it as straight as I can off the corners. That'll keep the momentum up, save the tires. Kind of drag the brakes just slightly. Feel a lot better with the car out of turn 4 than I do out of turn 2. Approaching halfway. Trying to work my way back to the 22 and the 6. These fresh tires, see a bit of an advantage. They're able to just accelerate a little bit better off of the corner than I can. But you got some guys struggling up front, 15s again, falling back. We knew that would be happening. Leaders have gone. I can still see them at least, but I'm in no shape to even come close to a top 5. I clipped the wall just like the 6. This was my chance to get to the inside of them and try to get by them, and I made the same mistake. You guys are certainly fighting hard. And as soon as I get the thing loose off of turn 2, it's so hard to collect it in the backstretch. 21 now looking to the outside. It feels like deja vu, like the start of the race all over again. Get loose off of turn 4, able to save it, but it's going to kill the momentum. 24 had an issue up front as well. Man, I am just driving like utter junk right now. Just absolute trash. Got the 12 who's going to dive to the inside. Everybody knows how tough it is to pick up spots here, so they're being ultra aggressive. 12 just sends us into the wall. That's just awesome. That was just awesome. And no caution because I'm out of the racing line. Oh, that's how the race is going to end because we're going to be way off the pace. Just trying to collect it, get rolling. I tried to run the 12 as clean as I could, and he just literally ran straight up off of turn 2 into me and sent me into the wall. There's nothing I can do about that one. Oh, safety rating and I rating didn't take a big hit in this one. Thankfully, it won't be quite as bad because we're going to be 23rd, and I'm car number 17, so... Try to get the 4 by me on the outside. I should have moved high for him, but he was already catching me pretty quick. Alright, now I'm going to try to get high for him. I feel bad cutting across his nose, but this car is so bad. Well, 20 laps to go right now. It's going to end up being 18 the next couple laps. The leaders are going to get to us unless we somehow have a caution, because this car is just beat up. Feel really bad. Hate it. Feel like I'm giving one of the post-race interviews or the post-crash interviews that, you know, had a really fast piece. Guys at the shop did a great job. Hated for the guys that happened. You know, it was one of those racing deals. Feel like I could say all those cliche things and actually not really be wrong. I guess if I did happen to get into the 4, that's kind of, or into the 21, 22, excuse me. That's probably karma for that. But the 12, I mean, you could literally see him. I had him on the inside, was just trying to stay close to the wall to get off, and you could see him literally just come straight right into the left side of the car and just send us straight into the wall. Certainly if we go green the rest of the way, we're going to be losing a lap to the whole field. It's what it is, not much I can do. Shocked that the amount of damage I have is not causing a meatball. It's just obviously gonna have to watch the water temps to see if they climb too high. They're at a fine level for right now, but just gonna have to pay attention to that. Although if I blow the motor, I blow the motor. Leaders are catching me just over a second a lap, so about 8 laps or so. I'll have to get off the track, let them all go by. I think that's gonna be the easier thing to do since there's so many people running the high line. Just slow way down and drop to the inside. Looks like the 2 also had some problems, maybe. He's quite a bit off. Frustrating because I felt like maybe I could have at least battled with a few of the guys that were there, the 24, the 15, a couple of those other guys, and maybe gotten a top 10 out of it, unfortunately. Some of these mistakes going to be our misfortune, but I guess I can feel good knowing that that one was not at all on me. I do not think I came down off the wall, and he just got tight and drove it straight out to the wall off of turn 2. Just drove like I was never there on the outside. Try to click off as many laps as I can to minimize the impact of the safety rating. That's why I always stay out. And it gives me a chance to now be out of the action so I can kind of talk to you guys about the next week or whatever. So, going to be doing another late model open setup race. Going to be working on finishing that setup. That will get posted hopefully sometime early in the week on the Team Boom Squad website. I'll have a link in the description for that whenever it's done. We're at New Smyrna this week. I think the other setup that I'm going to do for them this week is probably going to be from the Advanced Legends series. They're at a year this week, so may try one of those and see if it's going to be as caution-filled as it was last season when I ran it at Oxford Plains, or if that series is cleaned up. Street Stock's obviously cleaned up. I did not expect that to happen, so maybe Legends will be the same way.
Alright, Jake, that's good consistency.
5's quite a bit up. He's battling for the lead side by side with the 1, so good for him. We saw him going to the front off of that restart. Good for him. I will certainly, when they get to me, get out of the way and not affect that battle at all. Not sure what else is going to be run in terms of Oval Series for Week 2. The plan is to run the GT4 Endurance Series, the Solo Driver Endurance Series, the 2-hour one. I think there's only like 4 or 5 time slots, so I have one specific time slot picked out that works for me for my schedule, so that'll come out towards the end of the week, but that should be hopefully a fun race. See how bad I am at that. Never driven a GT4 car before, so I'm going to try to get a little bit of practice in on that. I believe that one's open setup as well. I'm just probably going to use some sort of baseline and just kind of drive it to the best of my ability. It should be fun. The 5 did have to clear the 1 there, so should see them start pulling away. They'll get to me in about 2 laps or so. Not sure if I'm going to run like a tour mod race that's at 5 flags. I usually try to run those series when they go to 5 flags. I enjoy that, so certainly going to run ARCA. I'm sure it's going to be a bloodbath at USA International. That'll be on the list.
The gap in front is increasing. It's now 4.6.
May just kind of feel how the week's going and decide whether I want to sprinkle another road race in, if I want to try to do any dirt oval stuff, if I want to do more short track stuff. Just have to kind of see how the week's going, how my schedule lines up, what I can do. I always plan things out to give myself an idea of, you know, what I want to do when, and kind of help get the rest of my days set up, and then something always inevitably happens and changes it, and I have to scrap that whole plan and do something different. So 5's got about just under a half second lead on the 1, and they are up about a second over 3rd place, so they are certainly doing a very good job. In 3rd place, it's just absolutely gone. The 11 is just absolutely gone compared to the rest of the field, so I'm just going to hang to the high side since both of them caught me quicker than I thought, and I don't have the entire pack of cars, so I'm just going to try to get both of these two by me as quickly as possible. Trying to be as respectful as I can. That was inevitable. We were going to get lapped. So I'm probably the slowest car on the track. As soon as the 11 gets to me, I'll do the same thing. I'll just get high here, and the quad will let him go on the inside. Got the 11 by. Got another 2.5 seconds back to the 7. I don't feel like I affected any of the 3's lines up there, maybe the 1 slightly, but not much. So, got a little bit until the 7 gets to me. See where the 12 ends up being, because I'm sure if he's still towards the front, he'll be somewhere near there, but who knows if he took enough damage out of it to have affected him. I didn't see him on pit road, but it's possible he's towards the back of the lead pack. Guess that would feel like a little bit of karma. Always lately seem to take the brunt of the worst of it compared to a lot of people. I mean, this car is so beat up that no amount of cautions and damage repair would help restore me back to a competitive level. Kind of just wanted to go green and get it done with faster. I guess technically there could be the possibility for free spots if we did get a caution, but I've resigned myself to, unfortunately, this week's just not going to close out the way I want it to be, so should be still a net gain of both safety and iRating for the week compared to where I started it, so from that standpoint I can't really complain at all about it. 9 and the 7 are battling side by side. I think I'm just going to pull over and get both of them off, or get around me this time since they're both running alternative lines. Just going to get most of the pack by me, keep it here on the apron. No reason to affect them when they're all running different lines like that. This is the only part where it's going to get a bit tricky depending on how low. Kind of like that. 22, I don't know if that was intentional or if he just flat out misjudged that, but we just got beat up and sent down through the grass, so another 4X when I really didn't need it.
Look out for the pit speed limit.
So that safety rating's really going to take a hit when I didn't do anything wrong.
What's your speed?
I don't know where else I'm supposed to go, like I can't stop on the track to avoid everybody, so yeah, that was cool. That was cool. Maybe the 22 will have enough damage that'll disconnect and I can get by him. That was a pretty crap move. I don't know. I want to review that and see if I think that was intentional or not. That certainly felt intentional, but what do I know? Could have just easily been that bad of a driver if we saw how all over the place he was before. Could have easily been that bad of a driver. I mean, I know everybody wants the inside line, but nobody had really been showing the propensity to be running it all the way to the grass and the quad oval at that point, so I did what I could to try to stay out of the way. I guess I'm just sitting duck no matter where I go, so just a few laps to go. We're going to stay to the high side and just get everybody by. Again, really, like, I don't know where else I'm supposed to go. I'm shot in the foot no matter which direction I go. And I'd like to run laps instead of just parking it, so get to the bottom side again. We're going to run the same thing, and I might honestly just go through pit road this time, just to make sure that nobody else gets into me. I guess I can understand if he's angry, but, you know, I'm really kind of tired of payback. If that's what happened, I'm going to reserve the judgment. Just going to slow it down and take it through pit road.
Look out for the pit speed limit. Box in.
Don't really feel like getting plowed over and taking another unnecessary 4X when I didn't do anything wrong. I hate that I get assigned the 4X for it.
4, 3,
when I was just literally trying to stay out of the way of everybody.
2 laps remaining.
I have 1 to go because the leaders are going to go on by,
There's
so
traffic on the exit. Keep it tight.
just going to keep it on the apron again, do the same thing, stay out of the way. We're in 21st at least, so we technically picked up a spot. I think the 22, let's see if the 22 did disconnect. No, the 22 is still somehow out there running.
Black flag. We'll need to come into the pits to serve it.
Oh, oops. Oh well. Yeah, we'll just finish the race on pit road and serve the black flag. This caps off a great race. Just absolutely caps off a great race. Super frustrating.
What's your speed limit in the pits? Box in.
Didn't even see where the 12 was on here. 18th. So it did affect him somewhat, but
Box in. 5, 4,
certainly frustrating.
2, 1. Box now. B21. Okay.
Yeah, didn't even hit that right, so. Not that it matters, the race is done. But see what happens here. I don't even know. This is gonna be a fun one to watch. Tires were 66, 77, didn't really mean much. I ran basically stock. All I did was take the offset to 0 and the steering ratio up to 16:1. Let's take a look and see what happened here. Okay, so got the 4 to the inside. I think the contact ended up happening with the 7 if I remember correctly. I was trying to give him as much room as I could. Just running the outside line. Okay. 4 clearly is not happy. I didn't run into him a second time. Like, that was the deal with the thing, but let's see. Try to figure out, did I actually come down? Holding the wall. I know I start coming back off the wall. Yeah, I mean, I definitely came down. It was technically netcode, but certainly my fault for coming there off the wall. So I think that's why we got the 0x was the netcode. But yeah, that one, I'll certainly take the blame for that one. Just came down off the wall when I shouldn't have. That's on me. Can understand the frustration. I mean, I don't typically tend to post frustration to anybody the way that the 4 did, but I get where his frustration comes from. It's understandable. See the deal here with the let's see. 4 wasn't that far back. I mean, I don't know. I didn't really ruin his race that bad with the first one. It just caused him to slide back a little bit, but it's not like I wrecked him there. The deal with the 22 is going to be the one to watch. Guess I did not do a good job of making friends in this race, so sorry you guys had to see that. Just have to see the 22 gets really loose there off of turn number 2. 4 gets a really good run. I tried to go to the high side, then you got the 15 kind of stalling stuff. Just trying to run to the outside of the 22, see if I could get on by him. 21 was really slow. 22 was technically faster than the 21, I would say. Then you had the 9 inserting himself. Not sure if the 4 gave me a shot or got close there. I guess it's close. Probably was deserving of it. Okay, so here's the spot to watch with the 9. Let's see, did I come down again? No, that's all on the 9. I mean, I'm coming up the track, but that's certainly, that contact there is all on the 9. That one's not on me. I'm not going to take the blame for that one. That one is all on the 9 for coming up the track there. That's just going to be very similar to what happens with the 12, but that one's all on the 9. So 22 is able to clear the 21. Start working to the inside of the 21. Let's fast forward this. Clear him off of turn 2. Run into the inside. Oh, okay, so that was literally netcode. Okay, so I didn't even do anything wrong. Well, I guess I could have, but we're going to the inside. Got the 22 to the outside. He's about a lane up or so. I am running to the white line. You can see the 15 coming down. Kind of get a little loose there. Kind of kicks me up, but then I kind of correct it. 22's continuing to come down the track. Yeah, he was continuing to come down like I wasn't there. And then right there is where the netcode happens. So certainly nothing I could do there on that one. That was the netcode. And then if the 4 is blaming me for that, I don't know what exactly you expect me to do. Like, I've got the 22 wrecking right in front of me. I got on the brakes. I'm trying to slow down to avoid him, and then you just didn't cut far enough to the right. So I don't know. I don't understand this whole twice thing. I ruined his race. Like, I didn't touch the 22. It was very clearly netcode, and now he's just angry for no reason. I mean, I get he slammed the outside wall hitting me, but I literally, like, if you watch, as soon as the 22 starts going around, you're gonna see me get onto the brake. I'm off the gas there, on the brake, trying to slow down, trying to keep the wheel to the left. It's not like I'm cranking it to the right. I've got the wheel consistently to the left. I don't know what more I could have done there to avoid the 4. The 4 just didn't cut it far enough to the right to avoid me, and then got himself into my rear, which sent him up into the wall. That whole deal, I'm not going to feel bad about at all. The first one, yeah, 100%. I'll take the blame for that. I came down off the wall into him. Gonna completely understand that one. I'm gonna get that one. That deal right there, no, I'm not gonna take the blame for that one. So let's see what happens here. This is gonna be this here. All right, let's back up. So I'm running the apron. I got nowhere else to go. Probably should have just come to pit road, but holding to the bottom. Everybody's working by me, and then the 22 just all right. Let's see here. Take a look at it from the rear perspective and see. Did the 22 go out of his way? So 22 is right here. He's running the high side. He's gonna cut. It's so hard to say was that intentional or not. Because he certainly made a big lane change, but he was kind of following the 6, and I think he went to go to the inside of the 15 and just, I don't know. I mean, my problem is he doesn't really look like he makes any effort to avoid me at all. Let's take a look at it from the cockpit view. See if I can tell if he tried to slow down at all. I can adjust the FOV so we can see the RPMs. Oh yeah, no. I like whether or not I can prove that's intentional is going to be one thing, but if you hear him, he lifts for the 6, and then just it doesn't sound like he ever lifts until after he gets hit. You can see the 6 get loose there off of turn 4, so he's going to lift there, and then he sees. I mean, he didn't stay full throttle. You can hear him lift a little bit. Let's watch the tack 2 again. This is down to 7. If he tried to hit the brakes, it wasn't right until he made contact with me. So I don't know. That one's a bit rough. Yeah, I guess that's just the way my race went. So take a look at the results, see how bad all of the damage is. Certainly not going to feel very good about it. But again, I don't. One deal with the 4, yeah, I'll take the blame for. The deal with the 9, not my fault. And the second deal with the 4, not going to take blame for it. 30-53 strength feels not super strong, but for me, obviously pretty strong. Wish I could have gotten more out of it. Wasn't too far off the pace of the 1. Felt like I certainly had a car that was potentially going to be able to try to compete somewhere towards the front, and just unfortunately it did not go very well. So lost 49 back down under 2600 and 0.16 down, but again, both of those are going to be up for the week, so I can't complain too much about that. The 10 had 10 and some points as well, so can't really fault there. The 4 did. Oh, we didn't check the deal with the 12, so let's go look at that really quick. I just thought of that. I want to see what caused me to be at the back. Completely forgot to look at that. Let's see. So that's going to happen here on this lap. So really slow off of turn 4 down the front stretch. You can see the 12 is going to be to the inside. Holding the outside. And then he just drove straight into me. I don't. Let's watch it from his perspective. I certainly was going up the track, did not come down on him, and he just continues to come more and more up the track, and then just makes the contact with my left side and sends me straight into the wall. So, guess you call that karma for the initial contact with the 4, but obviously that sucks. So, yeah, that one looked exactly like I thought it was. It wasn't quite as drastic as I thought it was, but that definitely was the way I thought it was. So. Hate it for you guys that I couldn't get a better finish. Hate it for myself. It sucks, obviously, losing I rating, safety rating when I didn't need to, especially the whole deal with the 22. But, it's hard to say what happened there. So, hopefully, you guys enjoyed the first half of it. It was decently competitive the first half, and I'll try to get some more clean races. Hopefully, week 2 will go a little bit better. Maybe I just need to stick more towards the short track stuff and see that's the way to go for a little while to just kind of get my bearings straight and get back to some cleaner finishes. So feel free to leave all of your analysis of everything that happened. Love to hear what you guys have to say about all those. Certainly a lot of incidents to review. So love to hear your opinions as well as the feedback. Anything you would do differently. Otherwise, I hope to see you guys for more videos. And until the next one, I hope all of your laps are fast, your races are clean, and your finishes are good. Thanks for watching.